Thanks, Samuel. So the topic we took, during one of the paper reviews, the stories we took in the papers about the fact that Society for Family Health, they're an NGO, came up with a report saying that abortion among married women is currently on the rise in Nigeria. Specifically, the head of the agency was speaking. His name is Mr. Michael Titus. He made this known in Mina, Niger State. Yesterday, the event was dissemination meeting for the Niger State Family Planning performance of the Delivering Innovation and Self-Care. And that was where he attributed the fact that lots of married women were having abortions primarily because their husbands did not agree for family planning, and they preferred the option of aborting the child because they know that, number one, is going to, the new child would affect their economic capacity within the family, and the fact that their husbands, if they know about the child, might become a problem in the home. So they keep it a secret. They don't let the husband know that they're aborting. So why do you think this is? I mean, you know, when you talk about abortions all over the world, it's a woman's decision. It's her body, it's her right to keep or not to keep. But here, we're still having those conversations around it. What do you think about this story? Nima, I want to start.
I would like this, what's it called, survey or analysis, or what is it?
Yes, the report from the
report is not based on any factual statistics.
Yes.
The speaker was speaking, but we can attest to certain conversations happening around us where women don't get the easy consent of their husband. So I know someone who had 9 kids, and we were compelling her. We were advising and compelling. All of us women were just shouting over her head. And she was like, you know, go agree, you know. I know someone quite young who, back to back, within a period of 2 years, had 2 kids. And I was saying, can't you do something to space it? It's free, because I know it's free. The maternal clinic in First Lab. I was like, it's completely free. Just buy card 500. I can give you that one and transport fare to quickly go and, you know, sort yourself. And she was like, you will not agree. And I'm wondering, whose body, who will agree? You know, because the situation gets harder when you're not pregnant. And then for that younger person, the guy was not saying, we will share the kids. You know, now we have 2 kids, so I'll be responsible for one, you'll be responsible for one. To avoid such silly conversations, we must sit down and have the proper conversation on how to space, plan, which is, this sensitization has completely died. I was about 12 years old when they used to flag this sensitization on NTA then. You'll be seeing it every day. Make we plan for better Nigeria. If you love me, you go wait for me. All of those sensitizations were happening on national TV. As a young girl, I already knew if this pregnancy conversation is happening, I don't want to get
But it has since been embedded in our generals, whereby once you get pregnant, you go to hospital, you are told.
No, you were advised from those sensitization to know not to get pregnant. My father used to use a language when he's interpreting to say, as a woman, everything you do in life, you're on your own. If you sleep with somebody, the consequence will not show on him. If you're pregnant, he will not carry the pele. If you're giving birth, a woman carries a lot of responsibility. He had girls, so he had to put the tough conversation out there with us. So you know what to stay away from and how to guard yourself. And so you know where to plan. So these conversations are not happening. And you will see some families, it's sad in 2024 that you see families, young couple that they've never had this kind of conversation. So they'll make the mistakes back to back. And when a woman is burdened by what will be economically in the family because she's carrying a child, she will think to help herself is to secretly go and do the abortion. The one that I saw that is painful is the man telling her, go and abort this baby. I'm telling you, this baby, if you born him, I will never love the baby. I told you should not get pregnant. But now they sleep with themselves. So you'll be wondering, how did you get to this?
Let me get the other idea.
So I think for me, there are 2 sides to it. There are a group of people who are not aware, probably because of their demographic. They don't really get this information. And not everybody just goes to the hospital, you know, to even care for themselves. We have people who are living below poverty who, they still attend all these homes where they give them herbs and everything. They even give birth at traditional homes where they don't have some of this information because that's what they can afford, right? So that's one group of people. And for that group of people, I would believe that the government should do more, just like she reminded us of the adverts we're watching on TV growing up. The government needs to step in to do that. So put the adverts in local languages, on television houses, radio houses. You know, we listen to some of this as you are passing on the streets, you know, show the markets. There's what's this,
town criers,
and with their, those loudspeakers, you know, talking about this, you know, let it become ingrained in our system that you hear it everywhere. To attend to those group of people who would not really have access to the hospitals, right? Now, we have another group of people who have access to the hospitals, who are, you know, like the middle class, like Mariah always says, who can take care of themselves a bit, but don't have this conversation with their husbands. You hear things like, he doesn't like to use contraceptives. He doesn't like to protect himself. He won't allow me protect myself. And then when the belle comes, he's saying that, no, you know, we agreed, though. It's just two that I want. Are you not seeing the expenses? But you could have prevented it by using contraceptives. You could have prevented it by using the rubber. Go to the stores and buy the rubber. But they say, no, they don't like to use rubber. They don't like to use rubber. And then a woman is constantly going to the hospital to abort a child because you don't want to protect yourself. I think it's unfair to the woman in this case. Sometimes, you know, I've heard conversations, you know, from different women who will say, no, he will not agree. Oh, no, I have to go and remove it. Oh, no, I have to go and do this. Oh, you have cover yourself now. No, he doesn't like it. It's not sweet that way. That's the excuse that they come with. Then there's also another group of women who have tried to use, you know, the family planning after having their kids, and they had adverse effects in their body. I belong to that particular group where I had gone to use the one that is it the injection that they give here?
Patch,
and then, the patch. And he gave me ovarian cyst.
Oh.
Yes, it was it. I nearly entered surgery. That was when I just, you know, nearly gave my life to Christ. The prayer and the faith. I didn't know how it disappeared. Yeah, but it was a struggle. I was going to the hospital back to back. They were already slating me for surgery. That was how big it was. But somehow it disappeared. And by the time I went back to the hospital, I told them to check properly, and they said they did not see anything anymore. So that scared me from using the family planning. I particularly don't use family planning, but we've worked out our own way in the sense that two of us are responsible for whatever we are doing. He has gone to perfect a particular skill that will not allow it to drop. And it's working for us that way because we know that we cannot afford to have another child.
Let's talk about this issue.
So it's the conversation between both partners. What are you doing to help each other?
Let's talk about this cultural consent. The fact that before I have to abort, well, this woman, in this case, in this report, they're saying that the women don't even ask for consent because they don't want their husbands to even know.
No, yeah, he won't agree now.
So that's the one end. And because economic realities, they can afford it. Maybe they already have 6, 8 children. I don't want an additional one. If I tell him, because he doesn't believe in killing a child, he will insist this child must be born. But we can't feed this one. So for them, it's because, according to the report from these people, they said, because they love their families. So they are aborting the children out of love for their families. Mike, what do you think about that? Is that possible?
It's possible. Look.
It's maybe love for their families, love for themselves too. Because if I have 6 children, then I'm going to have a 7th one. I don't want a 7th child. The 6 children, no, I'm stressed. Feeding them, because when we are bringing all these children into the world, we're not thinking, it's not just bringing the child, we are thinking of bringing the bacon, the food. Who is working? Am I working? Is he working? Do we have jobs? We have jobs to cater for these 6 children. So sometimes they take that decision because at the end of the day, it's cheaper for them. Now, I find that rich people do more family planning than poor people.
Yes.
You know? The poor man is just thinking, hey, no light, no water,
That's the
no
entertainment.
nothing. The only joy.
Sister, let's
Never
enter.
come here. Before you know it, everything don't gel again. So,
And their body can catch.
Body can catch anything.
Oh, my BBC.
Anybody can catch, rich or poor.
but you see,
So those are the catch part.
the rich people, they know how to file family plan. So you see a rich person, you don't need 2 children.
Yes, sir.
Or 4. He wants to be 4. He's the poor man.
I'm hearing 7.
Who is frustrated that we have 7, 8.
My stepmom growing up had a driver. I can't remember the name. Mr. Dara Mola. He had twins 3 times. He had a total of 11 children. He had twins 3 times. And he kept having the kids. They were. I'm not going to help you raise these children because there's no way. You have to find a way. So then, family planning was still being talked about, but nobody believed in it. It took a while for people like that to actually get adjusted. So in some cases, yes. But let us go back to this story, because this woman is making a decision without her husband's knowledge. Of it. So this is her own individual decision to kill a child.
They say it's not a child at that time.
They're killing a child now. Abortion is not killing a child.
Religiously, I don't know, but for my religion, if your health is affected, it's at risk within the first...
They didn't mention health here. Economical. And it's not health, economic.
There are different reasons.
High blood
That woman
pressure.
can do back-to-back. She can do 100 children. She's not nothing wrong with her. But economic.
If the economic get us, we go get blood pressure.
Economy, they affect health. And the economy, when they affect
Yes, the high blood pressure.
headache, go. It's economy.
So, see, the reality is, the religions also, what the religion legitimizes is family planning.
Yeah.
Because I hear people say Islamic religion allows family planning. Go to the stories of the Surah, you will see plenty that the Prophet ﷺ allowed families to do. So plan your families. It's important. Don't be all sleep, they turn belly. You understand? You can sleep well, and don't turn belly. And plan well. It's important. I have a family now, that 9 children family. The man lost his job. That man I respect him.
Oh, wow.
He was a provider. They patronized my
9
shop.
children?
He had 9.
Very close to me. But he lost his job. In the past 1 year, he has not been able to balance. They were evicted from their house. We tried to gather money, but you cannot rent a comfortable place for a family that large without a sustainable plan. That was the reality. So whatever we gathered and assisted, we knew it was going to just be a one-off. And so now they're in the slum, and the family is not doing well. The girls are constantly sick. I've been there once to see them. I'm not happy. The reality is that when these things stare you in the face, you go plan.
You plan, yeah.
That's the truth.
So then what kind of advice would you give a woman like this? Because she's about to she's just found out she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And just you also to connect it with your own story. She's her 9 children, about to pregnant for the 10th child.
Hey.
It's
Now,
a
what would you say? Would you remove?
die
Would you
safe
ask
having that
her?
one.
Would you ask her to remove the child or ask for her husband's?
I cannot say what I will ask her to do on national TV. I cannot say it. That's
the conversation we're having here.
She must do family planning.
No, but she don't get the belly.
Get the belly
This
already.
one,
Hypothetically.
even this one now she have done. She must do this planning. You must plan this
top the
family.
belly
Don't
now.
answer my question.
Even when not be my family direct, we they
don't
go
dodge
hospital to go plan am.
So we'll have the 10th child, but now we'll call the husband to a meeting and say you must do family, because obviously that's this woman's problem. Their husbands are not accepting family planning.
Yes. Because their husbands are not taking
They can tie that thing.
Yes, now.
So that they don't
Tie
give
the tubes,
children.
yeah.
No, not the tubes of the woman. No.
Tie what?
The
Man, it's a very simple procedure.
It's a very
I saw a
simple
video.
procedure. Yeah.
They
It's
can
the
tie what?
simplest thing. What did Professor Faber call that himself?
we are forgetting the name.
They
Maybe
have
someone
English
on
name,
YouTube will tell
but it's
us.
for a man. It's a small, simple procedure. It's
they
for
just
15
cut
minutes.
Not
something.
vasectomy.
Vasectomy is a very simple thing.
No, men don't like to
Have
do
you
that.
seen the
too.
procedure?
No.
Very
Very
simple.
simple.
They don't like to
How
do it in
do you
case
like it?
Hey.
they go outside.
They just cut
Which part?
the space
No,
between.
small opening and tie.
Cut where?
Koto 15
My
minutes.
dear, cut
I
waiting.
can post that video today. I'll
Send
find
me
it
the
on
video.
Instagram.
Remove the thing that is to
Very
manufacture.
simple
Let's
thing.
just put it that
One
way.
woman and
So
our
they open the something
Yes, they will
and
remove
enter
it.
it.
just so that he will,
that
he will
not
he can
use-
throw, but he will not shoot.
Yes.
Oh, children are in the studio. Please let us be.
Hey, that's where we are.
So I wanted
Look at
to
them
say
really
that.
Really, that was lady
Children, they are all intense.
So you can throw, but you will not shoot. And it was such a simple procedure. So African men, I know that this conversation with their patriarchy, they are not ready for it. But allow these women good health.
Yeah.
It's important. For the Islamic rationale that, is based on the health and life of that woman. It shows that the importance of a life, to be preserved. For life preservation, it shows the importance of the life of the woman. This conversation, we must have it from a place of enlightenment. When you come and say, the woman on her own part will not be scared that my husband will marry another wife because he wants more children.
Yeah.
Whereas reality is that he cannot carry the children. So the woman is left to fend for her own side. Why is burning children up and down? I know a mentor who was just telling me how she was forced to abort 2 of her kids. She married into a polygamy. Children plenty, yakpa. And she was, every time, wow, she don't get belly. She says, I'm a pig. They never touch me small like this.
You don't enter.
Ordinary look, they look me.
don't catch.
I don't catch. So he said, I had to. He said the reality was that the economy in the house was bad. But this is her last child, very brilliant boy. He said, this child, I almost aborted him too. She said, her friend now said, she was now broke. when she needed to do it. This is a 1980-something story. She was broke. Her friend who was supposed to loan her the money just knew she wanted to do something like this. She loan uni. She said, that was not your business. I just need money. She said, this one you're desperately looking for money. You want to help yourself? Burn this one, and we'll go and do a family planning. And that was how she had that child, that last child. But finally, she was able to pick up and do well. The advice usually when they give is that you will eventually benefit from the plenty
children, yes.
But sometimes you might even cost the life of the plenty, one of the children.
Yeah, so that's actually leading me to the point I wanted to make, which is the mindset of the men who indulge in having so many children. They have a mindset that these kids can take care of themselves. They will grow and then they will fend for us. They will grow, they will go there, they will make it, and they will come and hustle for us. They are not paying attention to the emotional needs these children will need. If you have so many, how are you able to divide your emotions equally to give them the benefits of being a child, of being a whole child? You know, it was a conversation I had a few, like 2 years back, you know, till January. It was January we halted the conversation because the guy was like, sister, give us one more now. Give us one more now. My mother-in-law was on my head. Give us one more now. It's just one boy you have. Give us another boy now. This boy is always lonely in the house. Give us now. Give us now. So I sat down and I said, by the time this one I want to give you is 10, let's not even talk about all the trauma I will go through because I haven't had it in a long time, right? By the time you're 10, I'm 50. Is it at 50 I want to go to school and be changing diaper and be running around with them and all of that? I said, we've passed some level. Don't even take us back there because you feel, okay, you are okay. I said, you're also not considering my emotional capacity. Can I handle another child? We're, you know, traveling and coming back, and then we saw a little boy throwing toddler, tantrum, running, rubbing himself on the floor. The mother was squeezing face. The father was like, I will beat you when you stand up. And I just looked at her. I said, Oga, you want to go back to this level? Like, I can't deal. I have my children. I'm still trying to divide myself. Okay, pay attention to this one's needs. These are teenagers in my house. They need that emotional connection and all of that. I'll now add another one. So we don't think, most of them don't think beyond just popping out children, because they say, just born them now God go take care of them. Not be God go take care of the pikin. You will be involved in raising the children so that you end up raising healthy and whole children. If you consider all of that, you will not just be popping 9, 10 children.
Let's go to a short break. When we come back, we'll read our comments.
And
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sorry.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.